Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine Ngo. I am the Program Officer at Tigerway. Today we'll be going over 2 digital SAT questions that you may encounter when you take the actual exam. First, I want to mention to please mark your calendars for March 9, 2024. It is a very special day for current sophomores and underclassmen because it is the very first test date for the new digital format. We will be going over 2 digital SAT questions, so make sure to take the time to pause the video whenever you can and approach the problem before you see how I approach it. Okay, so let's get on to the video. So the first question that we'll be going over is a reading question. So let's read the question. Ghost of the Old Year is an early 1900s poem by James Weldon Johnson. In the poem, the speaker describes experiencing an ongoing cycle of anticipation followed by regretful reflection. Which quotation from Ghost of the Old Year most effectively illustrates the claim? Now, it's very important that you understand the big picture whenever you are reading a passage or any article, especially on the SATs. Here, the big picture is mentioned to you in the question. In the poem, the speaker describes experiencing an ongoing cycle of anticipation followed by regretful reflection. So we're going to see it in that order. I'm going to write it down like a checklist of the things that I should be looking for when choosing a quotation that effectively illustrates that claim, which is the big picture. So we have ongoing cycle of anticipation, and then we have regretful reflection. Okay, so as I'm reading each quotation, you have to be thinking, okay, does it say anything about an ongoing cycle of anticipation, and does it say anything about regretful reflection afterwards? So let's read the quotations. A says, the snow has ceased its fluttering flight, the wind sunk to a whisper light, an ominous stillness fills the night, a pause, a hush. As I said, we're going through a checklist with the key ideas. So does it say anything about an ongoing cycle of anticipation? Yeah, it does. It says it as a pause, a hush. Okay, so we have that first bullet down, but does it say anything about regretful reflection? It doesn't mention anything about that. So this does not illustrate the whole claim. So A can be eliminated. Now let's look at B. And so the years go by swiftly, each coming brings ambitions high, and each departing leaves a sigh linked to the past. Going through the checklist again, does it say anything about an ongoing cycle of anticipation? It does. Each coming brings high ambitions. That says something about the ongoing anticipation, especially when it's so the years go swiftly by. Okay, so that marks that bullet point. Now, does it say anything about regretful reflection? Yeah, it does. It says a sigh, which could mean a regretful reflection, linked to the past, which means it is the reflection. So let's keep B in the back of our heads. Now let's look at C. What does this brazen tongue declare that falling on the midnight air brings to my heart a sense of care akin to fright? Does it say anything about the key ideas that were mentioned in the question about Ghost of the Old Year? I don't think so. It mostly talks about something like worriness, anxiety, something that stresses, worries them about something because of the words akin to fright. So I don't think it has anything to do with Ghosts of the Old Year. Let's eliminate C. Now let's look at D. It tells of many a squandered day, of slighted gems and treasured clay, of precious stores not laid away, of fields unreaped. Now, does it say anything about an ongoing cycle of anticipation? I don't think so. But when we go forward with the checklist, we see that it does say things about the regretful reflection because it tells of many a squandered day. So, if anything, it doesn't have the whole illustration of the claim, so we have to eliminate D. So actually, the answer is B. For questions like these, like I said, it's very important that you are breaking down the key idea of every passage that you are reading. It is so important to first understand the big picture before you go into the details. The next question that I'll be going over with you today is a math question. Now, when you are taking the math section of the SATs, it is very important that you have a full understanding of the concepts, the definitions, and the formulas. That way, when you are approaching any math question, you know what the next steps are. This question, in general, tests your skills on linear equations given some variables and some context. So let's get on with this question. Figure A and figure B are both regular polygons. The sum of the perimeter of figure A and the perimeter of figure B is 63 inches. The equation 3x plus 6y equals to 63 represents this situation, where x is the number of sides of figure A and y is the number of sides of figure B. Which statement is the best interpretation of 6 in this context? So let's write down that equation. 3x plus 6y equals to 63. Now, what does everything in this equation mean? It is very important that you understand the definitions in this case. So we are given two shapes and we're given the perimeters and we're adding them together to get 63. The perimeter is the total distance outside of the shape, right? And the sum means we're adding those together. So 63 is the two perimeters of each shape combined. It is the total. And x here is the number of sides of A, and y here is the number of sides of B. Now the question asks, which statement is the best interpretation of 6? So we're going to take 6 out, and we see that we have 6 times the number of sides of B. It has to be the total perimeter of B, right? So 6y is the total perimeter of B, and 3x is the total perimeter of A. So that means that when we're getting the total perimeter, we have to know the length of each side. So then we have 6 times the sides equal to the total perimeter of B, right? So that means 6 in this case is the length of each side of figure B. A is the correct answer in this case. Now before I wrap up this video, I wanted to talk to you about why it's so important to start practicing for the digital SAT now. By familiarizing yourself with the digital SAT format, you are gaining a significant advantage. You're going to become more comfortable with the digital interface tools and features, reducing your test day anxiety and ensuring you a smoother experience. There will be unique challenges distinct from the traditional SAT and the digital SAT. That way you are practicing and allowing yourself to adapt your test-taking skills to the digital format. You'll also be able to identify your strengths and weaknesses and addressing your areas of improvement, therefore building your confidence and proficiency when you're tackling a digital SAT. Remember, it is always better to start early, and when it comes to starting early, there's no better place than Tigerway. At Tigerway, we help our students achieve success on their digital SATs, college admissions, and school in general overall with high school courses such as APs and regular courses. We have one-on-one private coaching, and we want to make sure that you understand that we have a wait list, and therefore it is always best to book a call with us early to get the best coaches. Thank you for watching the video today. Please make sure to subscribe and also join our email list to learn more about college admissions and SATs and everything education. Thank you and have a great day.